Here comes our ride. Let's get back on the monorail here. We're gonna have a good time. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de la puerta. I did not expect to film this many moving walkways and escalators when I started this video. This is kind of neat. They're going at the same time. Race! Go, 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 go! Oh my god! And the outside takes the lead! Hello and welcome to Hello and welcome to Hello, I am Clutch, where I'm here today in Las Vegas, Nevada, to take you all around to go on all the fun transportation you can find here, involving trams, monorails, maybe some other quirky little things, but just I am a lover of fun modes of transportation, and one of the things that you can see around here a bunch is trams and monorails. That one is a little bit more heavy to get you around. So I want to take you around Vegas with me to show you the different versions they have, kind of show you where you can get them, where they stop, kind of explain a little how much they cost, and just really, honestly, just take you along for a few fun rides with me. So come along with me as we explore Las Vegas to go on trams, monorails, and some more surprises. So we're going to start here with the Mandalay Bay, Luxor, and Excalibur tram monorail. It might not actually be a monorail. Anyway, it actually has two train lines, and you can see one right there going there, one right there going there. Oh, this is kind of neat. They're going at the same time. Race! Go, 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 go! Oh my god! And the outside takes the lead! This is very exciting. Sorry. That was not purposely timed. I'm excited about that. Anyway, so I am standing outside the Luxor right now. It goes between these three. You can see how there's two different things, but I'm actually gonna walk over to the Mandalay Bay and start the journey there to show you what it looks like a little bit more firsthand. All right, made it to Mandalay Bay to go on the start of the tram. So this is technically, I believe, in the northeast corner across from Starlight Tattoo at the monorail station, or I don't know if you can see it says tram station. I'm gonna say monorail when I mean tram all the time. Anyway, this is where you can get the tram from the Mandalay Bay and take it to the other places. Just something quick to note, this particular tram is completely free. So that's a nice little perk about this one. So with this particular tram, monorail, whatever you want to call it, there's two different train lines. One is basically an express train. It goes from the Mandalay Bay all the way to Excalibur, or you can do the other train, which I went backwards, which is train 1, which will stop at both the Luxor and Excalibur. So one of them goes all the way, one makes all the stops. All the stops is only one extra stop. So I think for our first ride, we're going to take the Excalibur Express. Gosh, I wish I could be riding a horse to do that. All right, and here we go. So you can't see super well out the front there, but you can see a little bit. So I'll try to get as good of a shot as I can here. So just to get a look around the cars. They're not super big. It's a nice little monorail here. I call it a monorail, but again, it might be a tram. Anyway, let's give you a little ride on this thing. So looking closely, there are two rails, so I can't really call it a monorail. So this one is a tram. But I swear, there's at least one monorail that we're gonna see in this video. Here we go, express from Mandalay Bay to the Excalibur. So the front view is not the best. I mean, if you're here, you can see it all right, and the sun is also blinding right now. So this one, when you go on this, it goes past the Luxor, which is obviously that big pyramid there. It looks like a particular Bass Pro Shop, if you know the one I'm talking about in Memphis. I haven't been there, I've always wanted to go, but this is as close as I can get. Ooh, that makes it a lot easier to see. There you go. And then what's also fun is going this way, you get to see the Sphinx. Oh, the top of them. So that's the other station. And if you were to take the non-express, you'd have that one other stop. But let's look back this way. Look at that. So through the blurriness, I swear it's not bad video. You have the Excalibur here. It's not the best angle of it for all the, castleness and stuff. But I just find it so fun. Honestly, I could ride this back and forth all day, but this really is a nice, fun, super quick way to do this. If you were to walk this, it would take, if you're walking fast, it'd be like 15 minutes. So this is a really good way to actually do this. Well, yeah, you can see, let's see if we can see a little bit out there. Just a little bit, not too much. There you go. There's Excalibur. Hey, you ruined my shot. There you go. And there's the Excalibur in all its 1990s glory. Yeah, and that's it. Here we are. You've arrived approved. So I quickly did come back to the Luxor just to show you that middle station. So again, the first one that we just were on goes all the way from Mandalay Bay to Excalibur with no stops. But then the Luxor is at the front. So if I go behind me, got the huge Sphinx right there. And kind of behind that is the main entrance of the Luxor. But from here, we can catch it to either go to Mandalay Bay, which is that way, or Excalibur, which is that way. Can't see it right now, but it really depends on which direction the tram is going as to which direction you're going to go next. So as of April of 2025, just want to show you that the hours are from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. So pretty long, but not 24/7. So just be aware of that. Also, hello. It's a little hard to see through this, but this actually is kind of a cableway, kind of a cable train. So right there, it's going really fast. It's just because of the way this is, it's hard to see through it, but so this is really just a back and forth cable train. So as that train goes from the Luxor to Mandalay Bay, just a quick point of clarification. I said that you could catch it either way from the Luxor here. It does seem to be that it passes it going this way. So I guess maybe you can only take it from the Luxor to Excalibur at this stop because it just completely passed us. So sorry about the confusion. Maybe it's different other times, but today you can go from Luxor to Excalibur, but apparently you can't go from Luxor to Mandalay Bay. So, whoops. So I got a super silly bonus for you. Basically, I love monorails, I love trams, but one of my absolute favorite things is here at the Excalibur. When you walk into the Excalibur, it is my favorite moving walkway of all time. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. You'll see in a second. Now, people are really standing on it, they're really going for a ride today. So the reason I love this more than absolutely anything else is that this is the only moving walkway that I know of that starts outside and then eventually goes inside. Now, there used to be fun theming and things out here, but this is the thing that just gets me more than anything. I can't tell you how, as a kid I always found this fun, as an adult I find it even more fun. I like how long this is. It is kind of right. I do think it'd be better if we were walking, because it is a moving walkway, it's not a moving standway. But if you look at this, this is one of my favorite little things. So just a bonus little like ride for you. We're outside, and now we're going inside. I don't know why something simple like that just really freaking pleases me. That's the most vulgar you get on Hello, I'm Clutch. But I love this. It is one of my absolute favorite experiences to take this moving walkway. So if you do like random things like this, let me know in the comments. What other, do you know of any moving walkways that go from outside to inside? Because it doesn't go the other way. It only goes from outside to the inside. I don't know any inside to outside ones. I know some escalators that do that. They're actually in Vegas here. Maybe I'll show that as well. But this is the only one that goes that I know from outside to inside. And without question, because there's really no second place answer, it is my favorite moving walkway of all time. Plus you get to a fun themed area. So our next tram of the adventure is the Aria Express tram, which goes all through this side again on the west side, just a little bit north of where we just were. Someone's very allergic to my story. Anyway, it starts at the Park MGM, and then it's kind of in the back of it, so you can't see it at the front here. We're gonna go through, I'm gonna show you where it is, the whole point. We're gonna go into the Park MGM, and then it goes all the way to the Aria way down there. It also stops at the Vidara, like shops and things like that, and then way past that, it gets to the back of the Bellagio. Again, this one is free. Once I get closer and if I can see the times, I will show you that. But we're gonna go for a ride on the Aria Express tram, not monorail. So here's like just a really good overhead animated version of that tramway. So we have the Park MGM station over here. Park MGM takes you over here to the Crystal tram station, which is kind of, you have access to the area there as well, and then it takes you over up here to the Bellagio at the top right there. I was looking at my shadow. Where's my favorite? Can we point it? Can we both point? No, shadows don't work that way, Clutch. So at this point, I've walked through the entirety of the Park MGM. I went through Italy, I went to the casino, and we're still walking to get to the actual tram. So I will say that this tram is definitely not as convenient unless it's part of where you're going to go anyway, because it is quite a long walk. So I've now passed everything and I still need to walk all the way to the pool, and then I'm going to show you even more how much further we still have to go. So now we're at the pool, and we turn the corner, and oh, another hallway to the conference center. Made it to the conference center, and then you turn, and then, oh, okay. Just another nondescript hallway. End of the nondescript hallway, and then what's this? Oh, what? Another nondescript hallway. Finally made it to the end of that nondescript hallway. And then, okay, there might be this little corner, and then, ah, there we go. The escalators to the tram. Finally made it. Again, it's not that I don't love this tram and that it's not fun, it's just fair warning. It is not a quick walk to get to this. And then once you get to this, well, I'll show you. On the flip side, when you get to Bellagio, getting from the tram to the Bellagio, while having something I'm very excited about when we get off, I'll show you that in a little moment, it still takes a while to get to the casino. So, these trams are fun. Not always the most convenient, but it beats walking. So here's the tram hours. This looks like a permanent sign. It's not digital, so I think this might be pretty common. So it looks like it's from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. for this tram. So that is a little bit longer hours than the first one we went on for the Mandalay, Luxor, and Excalibur. So enjoy this one for a few extra hours. Just to show you at the top of that escalator, once you get there, you can go straight to the Aria from there, or you turn to the left, and this is how you get the tram to the Crystal Shops, the Vidara, and the Bellagio. And so we're gonna go this way. But I think when you get off at the second stop, you technically can get to the Aria. Aria is a big place. But what I love about this station here, as you can see, it's very nice and open air. It's quite beautiful. I like that it's covered at this point. Escalators on the outside is kind of fun. I feel like you don't really see escalators outside too much. This is not the fun escalator I want to show you yet. That's still upcoming. So many teases, Clutch. Just get to it already. I will. Why are you talking to yourself? Because I'm on a trip by myself. There's no one else here. I am so alone. So with this tram, compared to the last one, there is technically only one route. There isn't an express or multiple stops. It says Aria Express tram, but they stop at the same stops no matter what. There'll actually be screens. It's hard to see just because of the light right now, but they tell you to either go on this side or go on the other side to catch it, because they go back and forth. But these are fun, so we're gonna go on and take a little ride. Here you can see the very, very basic map we have. So I'm at the Aria Park MGM station, but you can go to the next stop, which is Crystal's tram station, but it has access to Aria Resort. And then last, it takes you to the Bellagio tram station, with access to Vidara and the Cosmopolitan, so you can walk to those from there as well. So it says you're very connected, but like we'll see with the monorail in the future, you get off and you're still very far from some stuff. This says the next one will arrive in 4 minutes. So it seems like they come around every 4 to 5-ish minutes. Not too bad for a free tram that Clutch loves. And here comes the Aria Express. I didn't mention this, but I believe this and the other one are completely automated. Again, I think these are both kind of on cables, so like they just go back and forth completely without a driver. So I kind of think that's a neat thing. And then they just arrive here, and then you get to go on. It'll be fun. Now, I don't think you can see well out the front, but I'll see if we can. I'll see what we can do for you. At the very least, we'll look out the side a little bit. I know these windows are a little tinted, so we'll see. Or we won't. All right, there we go. Oh, let the people off. Forgot about that. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Oh, well, you can see out the front a little bit. So, again, 2 rails, not a tram. So, we'll get a little bit of a view of that. So the inside of this one is pretty much the same as the inside of the other one. It does a little bit different shape, so probably not the exact same. But definitely plenty of standing room. And here we go. Doors are now closing. Please stand clear of the door. Manténgase alejado de la puerta.
The tram is now departing.
Here we
Please
go.
hold on to a handrail.
I don't got no handrail. I'm screwed. Again, because this is kind of in the back area, I would say, oh my goodness, because it's in the back area, I feel like it's not as pretty out the sides. They're kind of seeing parking garages over there. And on that side, it's just kind of like residences. But this ride is still fun. I don't remember being able to see out the front so well, so I like that this is so easy to see. So first we're going to do a tunnel, which is where the first stop is. It's funny because if you were to walk this, it would take a really long time. But this tram makes it easy, even though there's all that walking to get there. So you can see out to Las Vegas Boulevard out there. And then back over here. we're going to be approaching our first stop. So again, this is the Vidara Crystal Shops with access to other places. Okay, she'll tell you. There you go. Fun first stop ride. I did not hold on to the handrail, and yet I survived. Alright, now time to go from the Aria area, or the second station, middle station, to the Bellagio. Got a little bit more full, so I don't have the best angle here, but I'll do my best to have you enjoy the ride, because I'm enjoying the ride, and that's what matters. Okay.
The next stop is Bellagio.
There we go. Now, actually, if we look this way, it's very blue, but you can see how we kind of curve around quite a bit. That's kind of fun, kind of going through the buildings. Yeah, it's not this blue. There's a filter in the real world on the window. So I like this. There you go. So yeah, this one seems like it might be a little bit longer. Can't fully tell again. It's in the back here, so it's not somewhere where you really drive too much. But it gets you around in this back. You see the weird canoe explosion. You guys see the canoe explosion. Look at that explosion of canoes. That's a whole bunch of canoes. Creepy. Anyway, you can see the Rio in the background far away. And then here we got our last station. Again, really not too long between all the stops. But if you were to try to walk this distance, it would take you, like with the other tram, quite a long time. Anyway, and here we are, and now we get to go on one of my favorite escalators.
The tram.
So when you get off that tram going to the Bellagio, you get to go on this escalator. And again, this, as you'll see in a sec, is one of my favorite escalators, and you'll see why. It might not be super obvious at first, but you might recall. We went on a moving walkway that went from outside to inside. We went on an escalator that was outside, but now we're on an escalator that goes from outside, up there, outside, and it goes directly inside, completely open. There's no like doorway, and I don't know what it is about this that just, I love this. I love that you start outside and go inside. I don't know of any other escalator that does this. So it's not really like a very special, exciting escalator of any kind, or doesn't even start anywhere that interesting or end anywhere that interesting. But the fact that you do start technically outside and do end technically inside, that's just a fun little quirky mode of transportation that I had to show you. So just got off that tram to the Bellagio, and I did want to give you that addendum of showing you walk in, and then you go to the left to get to the Bellagio. First off, there's another escalator, but the thing I'm kind of show you here is how long it takes you to get to the Bellagio from here. So anyway, hi, hello Clutch in the distance. Let's say hi to, oh, yes. Hello. So we got off that escalator, and we go around this first corner here to an incredibly long hallway, still nowhere near the casino. End of that first hallway, and you turn around, and more hallway yet again. The hallways won't stop hallwaying, but at least it's really pretty. And here we go again. One more long hallway. At the end of this one, you finally get to the actual casino. What's cool about this, though, is you get the chocolate fountain right there. So that's a fun thing there. But honestly, I just wanted to show you all that walking so that you understand, if you're taking the tram, just how long it takes you to do all that. Because I don't want you to think that's like, this is a good, easy mode of transportation. This is just, if it's convenient, it's great. If it's not, it's completely, it's not the greatest. But it's fun. And that's why Clutch does it every time, even if it is out of his way. Anyway, moving on to the next bit of fun transportation. So now that I'm in Caesar's Palace, we're in the Forum Shops, and I want to show you one of my, if not the best escalator in the world. It's actually if you see this, it's curved escalators. These are the only curved escalators that I know of, and I want to go up and ride them. So we're gonna do that. A lot more escalators on this channel than you'd think. So let's start by going up the escalator. Look at this. It seems not that complicated, but it must be very, because otherwise I think you'd see this more. Like, look at this. Curved escalator. Fantastic. I love this. I mean, an escalator is not much of a ride, but when it is curved like this, it it's these little things, these outside to inside ones, or the special ones that just are really long in the world. They tickle me. They tickle me in a way that I don't know how machinery tickles me. So on the second floor now, you can see it going up over here. You can see people going down over there. And then you got them over here too. It'd be really cool if it was like one continuous thing and like went up 2 stories without stopping, where you have to get off. Like, you only have a second to do it. Like, it'd be cool if like this moved to a moving walkway and then went to the next one. And then you just jumped off. I think that'd be really fun. It'd probably be dangerous. People hurt themselves because, you know, we're all incapable of being smart adults. But anyway, just thought I'd show this to you. And then also the great thing about this is, honestly, I mean, you know this with me and theming, it's just the view in here, how it looks like. This is fun. It's incredible. So this is just a fun little extra thing. But now let's go look at some more fun transportation and other interesting things that we can find to get us around this city. Okay, one more ride on the spiral escalator. Whee! Before we get to the next fun transportation thing, I'm gonna see if I can show you one other small thing. I know it is closed right now because the Mirage is becoming the Hard Rock, but I'm gonna see if I can go over to the Treasure Island to possibly show you a little something extra that I love. So if you look in the distance there's like this little track right here, and what that is there used to be a tramway, or like a cable car that went simply between the Mirage and Treasure Island, and it was my favorite thing ever. It was just 2 stops. It was very short. It saved you almost no time, and I loved it. It was a cute car, and again, I don't think they're demolishing it. From what I've heard, it's going to stay there. It'll be there when the Hard Rock is there, so we will be able to ride it again. But so I'm glad you can see a little bit of it. Still on my way to Treasure Island to see if we can get a little bit more of a view of the station. Maybe it's sitting there right now. Who knows? So it looks like they actually built a wall where you used to go in the station. So if you actually go over here, I'll do my best because the reflection's a little rough. Like if you see that building, let me try to point better. That building right there. That building right there to your left is actually the station for that tramway. And so it'd take you over to the Mirage. Again, it took very little time. Didn't save you that much walking, but it was really fun when I got to do it. So I really hope they bring that back. Anyway, on to the next thing that actually still is here right now. So I'm at the Venetian here, and I decided I've been showing a bunch of the fun moving walkways and escalators and things like that, so might as well show this one. So here, as you're going in and out of the Venetian, they have these really fun long moving walkways. There's nothing that special about them. They're fully outside, they're not inside, but they they have quite an angle. They go over a big hump. You can walk over them, but you can also just it helps you get in and out of the Venetian much quicker. But I kind of find them fun that it almost feels kind of like a walking roller coaster where you have those big humps. I mean, look at that, that's silly. And so you got that one there, and then this is actually where Madame Tussauds is. Not that that's important right now. But walking past that, there's another one. It just has some fun variety to it. It's not just a flat moving walkway. It's just not a straight angle. It's what used to feel like, what I believe used to be at Space Mountain in Disney World. I used to get a moving walkway out of there. I used to love that so much. So I just like that this moving walkway has some personality. So another little bonus for you on the fun little interesting transportation units around here. I did not expect to film this many moving walkways and escalators when I started this video. And as the wind picks up, it's time to ride the biggest one of them all. The one true monorail, the Las Vegas Monorail. Now this one is on the east side of the strip, and I'm gonna go to the station here at the MGM Grand. Let's unzoom that so you can actually see it. And so we're gonna start here. This is at one end of it, and we're gonna go have a fun ride. Let's head towards it. So to give you a bit of an overhead view of what's happening here is we just walked in there, and so we have to, like many of the monorail and tram systems, you have to go very far into the casino to get to them. So you got to go all the way from here, go all the way through the central area, through the casino, and then you come down over here past the front concierge desk, down the stairs, all the way down here, and then finally you can find your way to the monorail. So now let's go do that walk. So I've already been walking for a few minutes here, and just want to point out how it is quite a long walk to the actual monorail. So we're having to walk through the entire casino here. We're going all the way back there, then go past the front desk, and then we'll get to the actual monorail. Whew, at least I'm getting my steps in. Alright, so something a little easy to understand. This is kind of the main entry with the big golden lion. This is the kind of the check-in area, and across from that we have the underground. And if you follow the underground that away for a little bit more, we'll finally get to the monorail. And after a very, very long walk, we finally found our way to the monorail. So over here, they have a bunch of things to help you buy your tickets. So just to show you, it says if you buy online, you can save a little bit. So you can see that one ride is usually like $6 or $5.50, I guess you buy it online. But you can buy a 24-hour pass for $13.45 if you want to be able to ride it all day. So if you're gonna ride it more than 3 times in a day, it can be worth it. Now let's look at the map here. So again, this goes completely on the east side of the Las Vegas Strip. So we're now at the MGM station here. I walked all the way through to get to here. And so what this does is basically gets you from MGM and then to Horseshoe Paris, then Flamingos, and technically it says Caesars, but Caesars is across the street. So that's a heck of a walk. Then the next one is Harrah's and the Link. So that goes right here. And then you're kind of away from the main strip a little bit. It takes you around past the Sphere. So actually you'll get a pretty good view of the Sphere. But then it takes you all the way to the Convention Center, then all the way to the West Gate, and then to the Sahara, which is the other end, which is pretty close to the Strat. So if you're trying to go to the Strat, this is one way you can do it, is take the monorail all the way there, and then kind of walk a little bit. So one other thing with this little map here is the train hours. So you can see that here. So it looks like it starts at 7 a.m. and runs till midnight on Monday, and then Tuesday through Thursday goes till 2 a.m. Friday and Sunday goes till 3 a.m. So just keep in mind it is not 24 hours. So when you get your tickets, even though it is a 24-hour ticket, you can't ride it 24 hours. But yeah, anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ride along it. I'm gonna film some of the fun parts about it. I'm gonna go all the way to the end and then show you really just what you can see while riding the fun Las Vegas monorail. So I do like this. If you do buy it digitally, again, you buy it online, you save a little bit of money. But on your phone here, it tells you like all the stops. So it gives you a little handy map at the bottom of your ticket there. I like that little feature. All right, here's the entry section, and it does feel like you're in a bit of a city here. So let's see, I'm gonna use my phone to scan this. Let's see how this goes here. Let's see, looking for a ticket, just that easy. Wonderful. That was actually quite easy. Anyway, here's the Las Vegas monorail sign, and now we're gonna go up this escalator. Oh, and here we are. So we're at the end here, so we can only go northbound. So let's check out the platform here. A lot more people riding than any time I've ridden. A lot of times when I used to go on this, not too many people were on this. So anyway, we're gonna wait for this to show up, and then we're gonna take a ride northbound along to go all the way to the Sahara station. See you in a sec. So just want to tell you over the announcements, they did say that there is a train arriving every 8 minutes, so it's not super frequent compared to the other trams we saw, but it's not too bad. Anyway, I wanted to show you how on this map here, they show you like kind of what main thing is that the station is, but if you look closer, you can see what you have access to at each one, so it gets much more detailed, where at the MGM station, you have access to all these things, Horseshoe Paris, all these things, and so on and so forth. So if you want to know what is kind of the closest thing and you're not really sure, this at the top here right before you get on gives you a much more detailed look at what is close when you get off at these stations. And just to fully hammer home the point, this one truly is a monorail, and if you didn't know what a monorail is, Mono means one and rail means rail. And there is our monorail. No driver, so I think these are automated, which is kind of cool. Like all of them. Kind of scary, really, if you ask me. So unfortunately, with the way this monorail is constructed, you can't actually look out the front. There is no front. So now I'm just gonna have to look out the side here, so that we are able to see some good views as we're going along. So again, we're starting in MGM, going north all the way to the Sierra. But honestly, this is fun. It's just like being at Disney and riding around. So you get kind of some back views of the strip over here. It's not the greatest views at all times, so I'll show you what I can. You kind of get the peek in. It does, again, it has a Disney vibe, like you're going over some of the resorts. You're going to see things that get you a nice, unique angle. And I think that's why I love monorails so much, is because they give you perspectives that you don't normally get. Plus, it's a ride. Just a whole lot of parking lots. The other way is just a whole bunch of buildings. Oh, here's our first station. So, that first little bit, nothing too interesting. A bit of a curve here, and in the distance you can see the sphere. So that's pretty cool over there. And then up here, that's actually I think it's the old London Eye, but now it's the High Roller Ferris wheel. So you get some pretty cool views on the second bit. So this was between the Horseshoe Paris station and the Flamingo station. So in the next little bit, you get really close to that Ferris wheel. It moves pretty slow. I've actually never been on that one. Maybe another time. So that was a pretty short one. So I wanted to get off just really quick for just a second before we continue northbound to show you that when it comes to getting off these, a lot of times, like with a lot of the trams, I know I keep saying it, is there, you get off and you still have quite a long way to go. So just gonna show you a little bit. So this is me getting off at the Harrah's Link station. And so with these, something to keep in mind is that while it says what the main casino is for the stops, you still have quite a long way to go. So it is something I just want to kind of show you, just to give you an idea of like how far it is you're gonna have to go when you get off these monorails. So again, this is the Harrah's and Link station, and you have to go down this really long hallway, and then Harrah's will be to the right, Link will be to the left, but you still have actually a little bit more walking after that. But anyway, just wanted to show you, this is honestly one of the closest stations, but we're gonna go back on and continue north. So I'm back at that station, waiting for the monorail to come here. It looks like it might be a little bit stuck on the tracks. Not sure what that's about. But while it is stuck on the track, I just want to appreciate this view where you can really, like, let me pan out just a little bit. You can really, oh, there it goes again. You can see that it just integrates through the buildings very well. Like the fact that they made this and it goes all the way up and down is pretty cool. And I love how much it just kind of interacts with the environment. Anyway, now that I got that out of the way, here comes our ride. Let's get back on the monorail here. We're gonna have a good time riding a little farther north. So now we're going between Harrah's and the Link, that stop, to the Las Vegas Convention Center. But what you're gonna see in just a moment here is a lot more exciting than a parking garage. So if you already know what I'm about to see, don't spoil it for all the people who are watching with you. Let them just figure out as we get there. It's not humongous industrial strength air conditioners, I promise you that. Now it's gonna become, and it's not just a really boring blank wall either. We're gonna experience excitement with a view. I read that, it was very quick, okay. What we're gonna have here is me needing to jump cut this. And now that I have jump cut this, here it is, the sphere. Look at that. I don't think I've been on this since I completed this. It is huge, it's right there. So that's definitely, so again, between Harrah's Link Station and the Convention Center, that's your best chance to get a good look at the sphere right there. That is pretty cool. Different things on it all the time, like that. But let's look out the other way now. This is quite beautiful. So you get quite a view this way where you can see quite a lot. So most of the first sets of stops, as you saw, were pretty quick between each stop. But at this point now, it is quite a long distance between stops, so it gets a lot more fun. It's like, again, to make the Disney reference, it's like jumping from the monorail that goes to all the resorts to going to the one that goes between the Magic Kingdom and Epcot. You get a really fun long ride now. And The sun is setting in the background, so it's quite beautiful. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Get some more views here for you. Pretty cool shot there with the sphere and the high roller in the background. Oh, that sun! Oh, that sun! So it looks like we're about to get to the convention center. You can see the Strat in the background, and it's gone. I'll show you when we go back the other way. Let's see the next part. And now we're going between the convention center, which has a little fun car experience down there, it looks like. I don't even know what that is. Oh, I think I know. That's part of the tunnel that goes underground. Oh, that'd be a fun transportation thing to do. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to that. But anyway, this goes from the convention center to the West Gate, where Mr. Barry Manilow plays. And I'm saying this not ironically, I mean this with all my heart. I am a Fanilow. There's a shot of the Strat for you, I promised. There it is. That's a really cool place. The views up there are some of the best. I believe that is, and now of course it's behind the building again, but I believe it's one of the highest freestanding observation towers in the world. I should look that up and put that on the screen to see if that's accurate. Anyway, this is a stop for the West Gate. Second to last stop. See? It's the gate. That's west. I don't know why it's called West Gate, because it's technically on the east side. This last part does not have the most exciting views, you know, unless you find a big hole in the ground, really exciting. And now we're getting to the last stop on the northbound, and now we'll go back southbound. So I realized that actually with this end, at the Sahara end, if you're turning right back around, you can just stay on. Apparently it doesn't switch. I thought you have to get off, but people got right on, so I think the one that was going northbound to begin with is now going southbound. So if you were riding it just to ride it, you could stay on. I should have done that. Whoops! There you go. An unobstructed view of the Strat. You happy? You happy? You happy? I'm pretty happy. While I have an extra moment waiting for that southbound train to come, I just want to point out yet again, just to make sure you're fully aware how long the walks are. So this Sahara is where we're at. This is the other end. When you get out of the exit here, you still have to walk across this very long bridge, and I'm not going to walk it just because I'm going to go right back on the monorail, but then you go down and you go all the way over there, and the Sahara is way that way. And this is the case with a lot of the exits for the monorails. You aren't really near where you need to be, but you are as close as you can get. So just keep that in mind. I just want to point out one that is a little bit particularly egregious. It is the station that is for the Paris and for Horseshoe. When you go to the Horseshoe Paris station, you will get off at the Horseshoe, and you have to walk entirely through the Horseshoe to then get to Paris. So that one's a little bit extra egregious with how long that one does take. So just wanted to give you that heads up. And here comes our northbound train getting ready to take us southbound. So we're gonna take this back most of the way. I'm gonna try to get some more shots, maybe that I didn't catch before, but if you don't see too much in the near future, just means there wasn't anything too exciting to see. But I'm sure there'll be at least one or two things to show you. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de la puerta. Kind of saw this view before, but the sun is setting a little more. It's a lot prettier than it was. And also the sphere's doing some different things. Apparently right now it's telling me about Xfinity Wi-Fi coming. That's a lot less exciting than it was 2 seconds ago. Ooh, it's doing some fun stuff. Ooh, it would actually probably be fun just to stand outside of the sphere and just keep watching all the things it does. It is very, very impressive when you see it in person here. Like, I don't know how well this is showing up on the camera, but like, it's really impressive. It's also always cool to see the high roller in the background like that. It feels like we're behind the scenes of Vegas here. Like, you can see the strip is way out there. And like there's all these kind of secret moving walkways, not moving walkways, but like walkways to get places. I do just enjoy the perspective that you're kind of behind the strip. Ooh, there's Link Promenade. It's so quick you can barely even see it. But it was there, I promise you. Maybe you actually came here to see the Hilton Grand Vacation Club Hotel. Well, there you go. You're welcome. This is at the Flamingo Station. You can see kind of the, now I think it might be too bright, but the, yep, Bellagio is right there in the background. It's just a cool view. I just like it. It just feels very like jungly. Like this feels like if Jurassic Park was run over, this is what it would look like in 50 years. Interesting reference, Clutch.
Paris Hotel and Casino and City Center, which includes Aria Resort.
So that'll do it for the Las Vegas Monorail portion. That was a lot of fun. I love riding up and down that when it makes sense. It doesn't always make sense, but when it does, it's a lot of fun, and I had fun having an excuse to ride it today. But anyway, we've done quite a lot, but we do have one more thing that we gotta do on our way out. So follow me to an undisclosed location. And now that I'm at the undisclosed location, oh, I'm going to disclose the location. Oh, I'm at the airport, and we're gonna ride the tram because, of course, that's what I said. We had on my way out of here. Of course, we're at the airport to ride the tram. So this counts. This is a fun form of transportation at the airport where it takes you between the terminals. You don't always go on it, depending on how where you're going to and from, but I am definitely going to take a moment to ride this as my final ride out of Las Vegas. So come with me on our final fun transportation ride at the Las Vegas airport on the fun tram. So there are actually a few trams you may or may not take, but I am today taking the one to the D gates because that is where I need to go, and it's also the most fun one, and you'll see why I think it's fun if I can film it in just a moment. Here comes our ride. Woo! Oh, Clutch is a little too excited to be riding airport transport. Here we go. That's what it looks like over there. And here's what it looks like out here. Oh, trying to sit down is hard. Oh. There we go. Nailed it. And off we go. Full point of view ride on the tram, going all the way to the D gates. So what's fun about this one is not only does it have these fun curves and you really get a good view of the airport as you're going past. You'll see we're going to be going down here in a second. I believe, yep, I'm seeing in the distance there, this one goes in a tunnel, where the one that I believe that just goes along the B gate, or at least, yeah, over there, I believe is just goes along the one terminal there, where this goes into the tunnel. Here we go. Here we go. You can't even see it. It's so dark. Oh gosh. Whew. Camera adjusted much quicker than I did. So normally when I'm at airports, like I fly in and out of Denver a lot, they have a train there too. I've never filmed it. I find it not as exciting because it's fully underground. I think the transition just gives me an extra reason to show that to you. So maybe someday I'll just make a silly video of that, but right now I must say I love airport trains, shuttles, unique things. The Dulles Airport has one of my favorite forms of transportation. It has a mobile lounge that gets you between the terminals, but this is just a fun tram that takes you underground. But because it's part of this video, the Las Vegas rides, the trams, the monorails, all the quirky things, I had to show it to you. So here we are.
This is the final stop.
So thank you for going on multiple journeys with me across Las Vegas to go on all the trams, monorails, quirky things, escalators, moving walkways, you name it. I was so happy to do that. That was so much fun for me to go around Las Vegas and do all those things, so I'm so glad you came along with me to do all that fun stuff. Oh my gosh, I've done that kind of naturally in my time in Vegas before, but never on purpose to this scale. So again, had so much fun filming that. Thank you for being here. If you do want to see a bunch of fun stuff in Las Vegas that you could go to, basically stuff that if you got off and on those trams, those monorails, those other fun forms of transportation, what was nearby? I was there for a whole week where I did a whole bunch of fun stuff, and I may have a whole humongous compilation of videos that you can watch right here. So there's a lot of really good stuff in there, and some of that's really close to all the transportation we saw. But anyway, until I see you in one of those, I will say goodbye. I am still Clutch.